Alrighty. Good evening. Good evening. Fuzzrab, welcome to the stream. Good evening, folks, and welcome once again to the 5th installment of the Monday Weekend Wrap-Up. Yes. It has been 5 shows, 6 weeks, and it has been a learning process. Every week, improvements here, sponsorships coming one week, leaving the next week. Many things are happening. It's very exciting here. The hustle and bustle backstage is palpable. Now, today we have a special sponsor. Joining us for the show for the first time, new sponsor of the show is PaquiChips. Now, you may be aware of PaquiChips from various programs on YouTube, eating a certain hot chip for content. Thank you, Fuzzrab, for the follow. But tonight, I will be attempting to eat an entire bag of haunted ghost pepper chips. These chips are the finest spicy chips in North America, and possibly, well, if it's number one in North America, it is obviously number one in the world and universe. I will be eating these at the end of the show. Thank you to our generous viewers for getting us to the sub goal. We will be doing another hot chip challenge probably next month. But this is what to stay tuned for at the end of the show. We're going a little off script today. It's going to be fun though. We're going to get right into it tonight. Let's unmute our guests. There we go. Let's get right into it, guys. First up, we have all the way from Vancouver, BC, Canada, a race car driving mastermind. He's apparently he is being scouted to join the F1 circuit at some point when he was a possible replacement for Nikita Mazepin. Give it up for Milothe1st. Milo.
Going on? Hello. How's everybody doing?
Welcome in, Milo. Welcome in. And second but not least, welcoming back to the show after a 1 week. After 1 week off, he was helping Ukraine arm themselves against the Russians. Yes, it's the man from the poor. It's Singapore, the golf hustling mastermind, the football managing Botafogo. You can currently see him playing his Botafogo series on YouTube. Please welcome Cultured Left Foot to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Woo.
We're going to do a quick sound test here, once again, just to make sure everything is primo. Let me just get ours going, and then we'll get right into it. Cultured, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing all right. My sinuses are a little clogged, but I have a feeling those hot chips are going to clear that right up.
Yeah, it's going to clear you out everywhere.
Yeah, it is. It'll be fun. Welcome everyone to the stream. Let's take a look at our topics for How's the volume for everyone here? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. Guys, we're doing this live, okay? We're doing this live. It's the beauty of Twitch. Everything is live. We don't cut, we don't edit, we don't create propaganda, we don't go scuba diving and discover vases out of nowhere, you know, like some world leaders would. We don't plant anything. Thank you for praying for my toilet. Okay, let's take a look at this week's topics. Here we go. First up, we have a title race in Italy. We're gonna take a little look at. Napoli versus Milan was this weekend. Also, we have the Hurricane. Spurs winning a massive 5-0 today over Everton. We'll take a look at that. Speaking of which, unfortunately, one of our guests, Hofspur, our resident Spurs guest, was unable to make it tonight for some undisclosed reasons.
Never fear, I am a Spurs expert as well.
There we go. There we go. Perfect. And then we have Arriba a la Arteta. Up the Arteta. Arsenal doing amazing. Once again, week after week. And then we had a certain City training session we all saw yesterday. Well, I don't know. I don't really know much about that, but we'll see what that is. And to harken back to a bit of Pez lingo, we have the manager roulette. We're going to take a look at some of the possible manager moves. Which team is going to have the biggest impact from a change of management? Which team's going to have the worst impact when they have to eventually change managers? We'll just take a look at that, little talk about that. And then, as always, our second half of the show, we have our game segment. We have a start, bench, drop, a bit like love, marry, kill type of thing, you know? So we'll take a look at a couple trios, and we'll see what the panel thinks of those players. And then we have Missing Mancunian. We have 3 Manchester derbies, at least 6 players missing from each team. And our panel, as well as chat, will have a allotted period of time to guess the missing players. So it's not going to be a full 22 players this time. It's just going to be a couple here and there. We got a couple clues, the easy ones we got out of the way, etc. And as always, we have our weekly check-in. We'll talk about some footballing memories, maybe a special show and tell version of that if we're feeling like it, and also the post show. So that's a time when if anybody wants to chat, you know, guess the panel has to leave. We can chat about whatever you guys want to chat about. You can hop in the Discord as well, !Discord, and you can join in, hop in the voice channel. You don't have to have a camera or anything. And we can just talk whatever you want, a bit like a phone-in situation. Well, without further ado, let's get into the program. Any questions from our panel so far? Good to go?
No, raring to go.
Alrighty. Let's get started right away with our first topic. The Serie A. Today, yesterday, Napoli took on Milan. Milan secured vital 3 points in their race for the Scudetto. A 1-0 win against Napoli in an incredibly tense affair at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona saw Milan rise to the top of Serie A table and extend their unbeaten run of away league games to 7. The atmosphere was amazing. A goal from a certain Olivier Giroud tipped the balance in the tie. Milo, did you catch any of that game there?
I did, yeah. I watched some extended highlights actually today. Napoli had a lot of the ball in this game. No cutting edge whatsoever. Stats favored them except where it counted. 7-2 for shots on target in favor of Milan. Giroud continuing his excellent Serie A form, redirecting a shot from Calabria to give them the lead, and Milan leading Serie A by 2 points, but their derby, their rivals Inter do have a game in hand and sit in second place, so it is definitely a spicy Serie A this year.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, it was a well-taken goal from Giroud. Like, it's striker's instinct to stick out a left foot and direct it into the corner. Very nice. I thought the refereeing was questionable. I think both teams should have had a penalty. I think Napoli potentially could have had 2. Osimhen fouled twice. Well, the one from when he just outpaced Tomori and got round to the byline, and then Tomori just kicked the back of his leg. I don't know how that wasn't a penalty. But yeah, it was a bit strange because they all went to VAR and they all said no penalty. So it's good to see that VAR isn't just a mess in our country, like in the Premier League. It is in all the leagues around Europe. But yeah, I mean, very close. It's always good to have 3 teams going for the title in the Scudetto or in any league. But yeah, good. Very interesting.
So yeah, it looks like Milan has 60 points, Inter just 2 points behind with a game in hand, and then Napoli at 57 points, 3 points off first with 28, and Juventus lurking there, 7 points off first place. I was looking at a bit of the stats. Juventus have the easiest schedule of the remaining top teams with an average win percentage of 45%. So you never know what Juventus could do. Inter won 5-0 against Salernitana. Kind of tough to say. A hat-trick from Lautaro Martinez on Friday. Juventus won 1-0. They have gone 14 matches unbeaten in Serie A, for the first time since 2019. They beat Spezia 1-0 from an Alvaro Morata goal. Yeah, so Serie A is looking really exciting, actually. It's the tightest title race, I think, across the top 5 leagues. Looks really,
I think,
really good.
Inter played first this weekend, and that 5-0 win there. Obviously, the Martinez Hadi, Arsenal rumored to be looking at him. I'm quite excited about that. Dzeko getting in with a brace as well. What I thought was interesting about the Inter game was the goals in that game ended a 425-minute drought for Inter in all competitions.
Wow.
So they were going through a bit of a cold spell as far as goals was going. So they exploded out of that in big fashion. Although I got to be honest, I'm not too sure how good Salernitana are.
Yeah, that snapped a 5-game winless streak for Inter, by the way.
Yeah.
So in the chat, we've got Fuzz Rab saying he'd love to see Milan win the Scudetto. So who would you guys like to see actually win it? In these 3, let's say it's between, don't count Juventus, it's between Inter, Napoli and AC. Who would you like to see win it?
AC Milan would be great. Napoli would be great too.
I would love to see a good-looking man like Olivier Giroud lift the Scudetto, and Inter be so angry they didn't win it that they sell Martinez to Arsenal.
Oh, that'd be great. I definitely don't want Inter to win it. Definitely not Inter.
No, I don't want Inter to win it. I think Napoli or Milan, and I agree. Giroud's a sexy man. If he holds that trophy aloft, it'll be great to watch.
Alrighty, well, moving on. We're going to combine
It's Man Crush Monday.
Well, we're going to move on to the next segment. We'll combine Spurs with some other Premier League games. We'll add the Chelsea and Liverpool games in there as well. That will cover the big 6.
I'm ready.
We'll start with Chelsea first. They beat Burnley 4-0. They put a bit of breathing space between themselves and Arsenal in the top 4. And honestly, I think it's Arsenal in the top 4 race with a 4-0 victory over Burnley. They have just lost once in their previous 16 meetings with Burnley in the Premier League. And fun fact about that game, Christian Pulisic, of course, scored. And the most goals by an opposition player against Burnley at Turf Moor is 4 goals, with Harry Kane and Christian Pulisic tied for that record. Chelsea played Norwich on Thursday. Any thoughts about that game there, fellas?
I think Chelsea, it was. I can't imagine Sean Dyche ever giving a bad team talk. So I imagine that Thomas Tuchel's team talk at half-time put a rocket up Chelsea's arse, because they came out absolutely firing in that second half. I watched it live. It was a good time to watch it here in Singapore, so I watched the game, and Chelsea were sort of lumbering across in the first half, and then that second half was just phenomenal. I mean, Burnley had a bit of un-Burnley-esque defending where Kai Havertz scored a header, which you wouldn't expect to hear against Burnley, but they couldn't handle Reece James. They couldn't handle either fullback, to be honest, bombing up from the wing-back position. And the movement of Havertz and Pulisic and people like that when they played was just phenomenal in that second half. It was. If it wasn't Chelsea, I'd say it would be good to watch. But because it was Chelsea, I didn't really enjoy it. So, yeah, well played, though.
Yeah. Milo?
Yeah. I mean, Culture kind of hit the nail on the head there. Burnley had a really good start, actually. I think I'd go as far as to say they were the better team in the first half. I invented a word, though. I said they were the better team, but without any clinicalness, which I don't think is a word. Don't think it's a word at all, but whatever. We're going to run with it because that's what I wrote down. Second half was a no contest, really. Chelsea, like Culture touched upon, whatever Tuchel fed them at half-time really did the trick, and it was a very one-sided second half, 4-0. Yeah, James Havertz and Pulisic. Still third in the table. They've been fairly comfortable there all season, Chelsea, but only 5 points above Arsenal now, who do have a game in hand. So they might start to look over their shoulder a little bit, just a little bit.
Moving on to another top of the table competitor. Liverpool beat West Ham 1-0. Virgil van Dijk has now made history by becoming the first player to go unbeaten in his first 60 Premier League home matches with a single club. Sadio Mane scored the only goal of the game. He's scored 6 in his last 7 now. And that brings us tally for this season to 12 goals. Milo, any thoughts about that game there?
Yeah, Liverpool obviously were keeping the pressure up on City by winning that game. City did respond in kind. We'll get to that, I'm sure. But yeah, another game where Liverpool find a way to win. I've said it before, it's a sign of a good team to grind out results. And they've done it again there. They had a narrow one over, was it Burnley, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and now West Ham. They're just getting the job done, and they've won 7 on the trot, which is, not to be sniffed at. The only interesting fact I got from this one really was David Moyes has never won at Anfield in the Premier League, and that's 17 games. He's never taken a team to Anfield and won. But yeah, 3 points for Liverpool, and they keep the pressure and keep the title race alive.
Yeah, I mean, like Milo was saying, it's a sign of a good team to not play well and win, but how West Ham didn't get a point out of that, at least. Lanzini, when he blasted over from an open goal. Mikel Antonio tested Alisson Becker a couple of times. The more I watch Alisson Becker, I'm not convinced he's actually like a world-class goalkeeper. He makes some very odd saves. He's good, but I don't think he's like world-class. But yeah, I felt unlucky for West Ham. I thought they deserved something from that game. I think they played well. And I've got an interesting fact, because I know Milo normally brings all the facts, but I've got a fact on this game. It's the first time Mo Salah hasn't scored against West Ham since he's been in the Premier League at Anfield.
Wow.
Sorry. So he's scored in every single game that they've played against West Ham at Anfield. And it's the first time he didn't score. But Mane stepped up, didn't he? So, yeah.
Whenever you look at their results, it either says Mane or Salah underneath. It's just the way it is.
And Liverpool face Inter on Tuesday at home in the Champions League. That'll be Inter have a tough task there. Moving on to the section we're supposed to be on. Spurs Everton. Everton are at risk of relegation from the Premier League for the first time in their history. Harry Kane double topped off a 5-0 win for Spurs. Thoughts, guys? I'll let you go ahead, Milo. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm chomping at the bit here. As always, and Hotspur's not here to defend Tottenham. No, I'm just kidding. All right, first of all, I don't know if we're going to talk about it in the managerial section or whatever, but Everton, actually Fuzzrab talking there in the chat about the Lampard being a terrible move for Everton. So maybe we'll get to that in the managerial section. But 0 shots on target in this game. That's the second time in 3 games for Everton. I don't know what's happened to DCL. I mean, he's not getting any service, but that was a player that was linked with a move away, also to Arsenal, along with every centre-forward in the universe in January. But just really struggling, and Lampard can't get his team going. 4 losses, 1 win in the last 5. Not good for Everton at all. 22 points in 25 games is their lowest at this stage in the top flight in their club's history. So that's really, really not going well for them. 17th in the table, 2 games in hand on Leeds, who really could be their saviour. Considering Leeds' form is worse, Leeds could be the team that saves Everton from the drop, is kind of how I'm seeing the table unfolding. But they gotta get some points, whether it's a draw or whatever. They got to do that. I mean, Tottenham, 4 goals in the first half. Harry Kane netting 2, goes 6th all time in the Premier League goals standings with 176. Shame he's got absolutely nothing to show for it. All I got to say about that.
Do you know who he passed?
I know who he passed, but again, one of those players has a lot of trophies in his cabinet, and one of them has 0. So I'm just throwing that out there. Tottenham 7th, 3 points behind Arsenal, still have 2 games in hand on them as well, with the North London derby not too far away. Tottenham's really, their eyes should be on that United game, because that has top 6 implications at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's a big game for them coming up against United. Yeah.
Anything to add to that, Cultured?
Yeah, I just think it's really the Lampard appointment's really interesting. I'm not a fan of Lampard. I don't think he's a very good manager. I don't think what he did at Derby I think that was massively overrated. I think what he did at Chelsea was fine, but I think a better manager would have got better results. But he's come into Everton, and what he's done is he's got rid of what was Rafa Benitez's pragmatism, like defensive first, sort of hit on the counter-attack thing. Came in and said we're going to attack and not sorted out a defence, which was pretty rubbish anyway. So now they're just leaking goals and not scoring, and it just doesn't work. And that's what he did at Derby. He went with the approach of we're going to score more than you, and it sort of worked, got them to the playoffs. And then in the playoffs, they messed up because teams were just like, well, we're just not going to attack you. So if you don't score against us, we can go and nick a goal. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand his logic. I don't understand how he's using the players. I don't understand why, as Milo touched upon, with someone like DCL, why would you not stick to how he was scoring goals under Benitez? Yeah, it wasn't pretty and it was not nice, but he's scoring goals that way. And now he's not getting any service. So, yeah, I don't get it. And every time Spurs play, I just think Man City must just be kicking themselves and saying, why didn't we just pay 20 million for Kane and the extra 20 million for Kane and not get Grealish? I still don't understand that logic, but yeah. So,
well, Everton suffered defeat. Moving on to another relegation battler, Watford. Arsenal versus Watford. Arsenal tightening their grip on that fourth place Champions League bid with a 3-2 victory over Watford. This sees the Gunners climb into fourth. This is their 8th successive away win against Watford. This is the third time in Bukayo Saka's career that he has both scored and assisted in a Premier League game. Very young. He's been directly involved in more goals than any other under 21 player in the Premier League this season. Total of 13, 8 goals, 5 assists. And across the 5 big leagues, he's only second to Florian Wirtz, Bayern Leverkusen's Florian Wirtz, who has 17. Cultured, why don't you take this one first for change?
Okay. I think a really good game. I think a good game for the neutral. I think a lovely goal from Hernandez. The sort of half scissor kick. He shinned it a bit, but a nice goal. It could have been very different. I think the early goal that Arsenal conceded that was ruled correctly offside, like that could have definitely changed the game, because then I think it sort of fired Arsenal in to think, oh, okay, Watford are coming out quick and they're not playing like a classic Roy Hodgson team that we would expect to see. And I think that fired Arsenal up a bit and it got them going, and Arsenal then dominated the game, I think, is a little bit too strong, but they definitely controlled it, I think, when in the main parts. And I think Watford showed some good character to come back into it. But I think even when it got to 3-2, I can't imagine Milo was that worried. Like, I don't think it was really ever on the cards that Watford were going to come back to draw that game at 3-1. And I mean, Odegaard looks fantastic. Saka looks really good. I'm worried. The only thing I'm worried about with Saka is overplaying. You know, the classic burnout. So much football at a young age, is he going to burn out? But that's not for us to worry about now, is it? I mean, Milo must just be loving life up there, 4th place, looking comfortable at the moment. Will they implode? I don't know. But yeah. I'll hand over to the Arsenal fan. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, another key 3 points. It was a good start from Arsenal. Yeah, the disallowed goal, I mean, I'm going to move past that very quickly to what was a really, really lovely move that led to the opener. Really nice assist from Saka. Odegaard with a lovely finish. Odegaard's been receiving a lot of plaudits the last couple of weeks for the way he's been playing, and I have to agree, I really like him. I think he's a great player. I do think he plays better when Emil Smith-Rowe is also in the team. But I'd love him to get to a point where he can be that creative player when Smith-Rowe isn't available or we need to rest one of them. That's just where I'm at with him. So if he continues the way he's going, that'd be great. Yeah, nice overhead kick for the equalizer. I thought Ramsdale probably could have done better. And touching on Ramsdale, he had quite an uncharacteristic, erratic performance. I actually wrote down that I thought it was almost Lehmann-esque, in that Lehmann used to have these games where he would just do some random stuff for no reason that you hadn't seen him do before or seen him do for a while. So I'll let him off because he's been fantastic this season. I think he's proved a lot of people wrong. But yeah, it wasn't his best day in an Arsenal shirt from me. Saka was outstanding in the first half. Yeah, sublime finish, I thought, from the Lacazette layoff for Saka's goal. As Culture said, I wasn't really worried, even at 3-2. and we've won 8 of the last 10 in the Premier League with 1 draw, 1 loss in there as well. We've won our last 4 away games, which is huge for Arsenal. Fuzzrap there saying, he expects us to implode at some point in the run-in, but some of the games we've touched upon on this show, I've said repeatedly this season, they've shown me that they're not going to implode. There's been so many chances for them to have done that, and they've really impressed me with how they haven't done that. Now, it doesn't mean it won't happen in a game somewhere along the way, and I think we do have a tough run-in, despite what people said. We've got Liverpool, Chelsea, and the North London Derby are the 3 games that I'm particularly concerned about. But yeah, I am happy with where we're at. We're exceeding my expectations for the season.
Yeah, Arsenal have Leicester coming up next Sunday, and then that midweek is Liverpool. So we'll see what happens there. Couple other 29 of Arsenal's 41 goals this season have been scored by 29 have been scored by players under 23 years of age or younger, which is pretty interesting. Very young squad. Just quickly, we got about a minute left here. Just talking about the relegation battle which Watford finds themselves in. Let's see, from 20th with Norwich with 17 points, all the way to Newcastle. That's 28 points. That's 14th to 20th place. We have a couple teams in there. At this time, who are your picks for relegation of these teams? Do we agree Norwich is going down? Norwich?
Yeah.
Like porridge.
Yeah.
Burnley, Watford, Everton, Leeds.
I think Norwich, Watford, and Leeds.
I'm going Norwich, Watford, Everton.
Everton. Oh my God! Can you imagine?
If they stick with Lampard, they're down.
Yeah. I must admit, I didn't really talk about Watford in that spiel, and I do get that, Cammy. But let's face it, we're more interested in the top of the table.
Fuzzrap says, I still expect Arsenal to implode at some point in the run. No doubt against teams they're expected to beat easily. All right, fair enough. Your gut says Norwich, Brentford, and Watford. Yeah, Brentford. Everton's never been relegated, apparently, right? That's what I was reading.
No, they haven't. They've always been in the top flight. But the Brentford thing, if they keep Ivan Toney fit, they'll stay up. He proved that. He proved that the weekend. If he plays, they score goals. So they'll stay up.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to touch upon those games, but I mean, Brentford with the big win, but Newcastle again. I don't know if you had that on your list.
No, there's too many games. We got to keep it
moving. I know.
We'll have to.
So, I mean, Newcastle up to 14th, 7 points above the drop zone, 2 games in hand over Brentford below them, and a game in hand on the team which they beat, which was Brighton, above them, 1 place above them. So, without defeating 8 games, Newcastle, no side has a longer unbeaten run in that time frame.
Wow.
Oh.
Eddie Howe's still rubbish, though.
All right. Reluctantly moving on to a certain Manchester derby.
Oh, did that happen? Did it? I wasn't aware. Let's move on. Sure. Next.
Yeah. We need more time for games. Manchester City reestablished their 6-point lead cushion at the top of the table with a 4-1 victory over Manchester United. This sees City complete the first league double over United since 2018-2019. United in the second half had 0 shots, 4 touches in the opponent's box, and 21% possession. Cultured, where do we begin? Where does United go from here?
Just call up the youth players. At least they'll play with passion and they'll try. I can't stand it anymore. It's in a derby game, and it's going to echo if you've seen the Roy Keane and Gary Neville stuff and comments like that. It's going to echo that. In a derby game, you cannot let Man City, who are just going to mock you and keep the ball and pass it, you can't let them have 21% possession.
Kick them.
You've got to go and get stuck into them. Go and try and get it back. Do something. Run back, tackle, work hard. That's the minimum. It's the minimum as a professional. If me, you, or Milo go into our jobs and do a half-assed approach, then we're going to get warned, and then we're going to get, docked pay, and then we're going to get fired. These players just get away with it every time, and it's not, you change the manager, the same players do the same thing. You change the manager again, the same players are doing the same thing. I thought Ralph set it up correctly in the first half, and it showed. I think we played well. I think the structure was there. The tactics were right. We were never going to outplay Man City. I think the Sancho goal was an epitome of that. Like, it was a very clear, we knew Man City would chuck people forward, so it was a very quick counter-attack with pace and a good pass from Pogba. But the second half, it was just, the amount of times, it was dreadful. It was dreadful. It was dreadful. I hate it. I hate football. Why am I here?
Milo, your thoughts on the game?
Sorry, Bailey in the background there, letting her thoughts be known. I'm not sure if she was agreeing or disagreeing with Cultured there, but City absolutely dominant performance. Really, De Bruyne had an excellent game. Really did orchestrate it for them. 2 goals as well on the day. Mahrez with a great second half. Uber possession, I wrote down. Not really fun for the neutrals. There's been a lot of offline discussions about that amongst the Twitch football world that I reside in. City fans won't care one iota about that, though. You know, at the end of the day, it's a big win over a close rival, and that's always something you want to see. The stat sheet for the game does not make pleasant bedtime reading for Man United fans whatsoever. The only good thing I did write down for United fans is this is only the second league defeat in 14 Premier League games under Ralph. So 1-7, drawn 5, lost 2. That isn't terrible, but it will cost you in this season's Premier League in that top 8. That many draws is gonna cost you position. So it's not terrible. I don't think it's as bad maybe as the table will have you believe for United under Ralph, but the table doesn't lie. So there you go.
Yeah, that's the table doesn't lie, and I think you can look at a lot of people and see who they're trying to blame on this, and I don't think many United fans are blaming Ralph Rangnick, because he's come in and he's got decent results. They're not amazing, but if you compare his win percentage of the games he's played compared to Solskjaer and Mourinho and Van Gaal and Moyes, I think he's better than all of them at the moment in terms of, yes, it's a shorter period of time, but he is getting his opinions across, and when it works, it's working well. It's just the players. It's all the players. Like, Wan-Bissaka was okay in the first half. The second half, I think it was their third goal. He loses possession on the halfway line and then doesn't sprint back and just jogs, and you just see him jogging. Harry Maguire is just, I think Harry Maguire actually, there's a good defender in there somewhere, right? If he plays in the same right system, there's a good defender. We've seen it for England, saw it for Leicester. Yeah. I just feel like, 1, a high line doesn't suit him, and 2, he needs to be dropped to regather his thoughts. It
sounds like we could change his name to Wan-Bissaka. See what I did there?
Oh my god! I do.
No, nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
No.
I know Cash appreciate that.
But yeah,
just a couple other things about the match. This is the first time City under Pep has recorded more than 10 shots. Kind of shows the gulf, the divide that is being created, and the most goals since December. 10. Harry Kane and Mohamed Salah both with 10, and Riyad Mahrez with 13 since the start of December. And Jadon Sancho is the 5th player aged 21 or younger to score in the Premier League for United against City. He follows Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, Marcus Rashford, and a certain Paul Scholes in the derby. But
nice.
Let's just see what a chat. Drawn 5 is a big worry.
I just wanted to pull on Cammy's chat in there that says, you guys need a real manager. This guy isn't. He's decent, but he doesn't inspire anything in the players. It's a derby game against your biggest rivals. You shouldn't need a manager to inspire you. Your captain should be there. Your players as players in a derby game should be inspiring it. I'm like, let him set up the tactics and then can you imagine Roy Keane not saying anything in a derby game and waiting for Sir Alex to get everyone buzzed up about it? No, Roy Keane would have been, you saw, Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira in the tunnel. Right. The only reason that happens is because both captains are trying to get their troops rallied up for the fight of the derby game. I don't know.
I don't think football's like that anymore, though. I think
No, but I want it to be because I'm old.
I know, and I do as well. But I think Keane's talked about that before, where now in derby games you'll see players talking to each other and having a laugh with each other, and that would never have happened 10, 15 years ago. Like not a chance in hell. And I think football has changed, and like a lot of sports where some of that has been taken out of it. I think you'll still find it lower down in the table and also in the championship as well. Yeah, like other leagues, maybe Old Firm derby will never change. I mean, but that's more religious than it's religion and football, which is just a nightmare combination. So, I mean, it's just I just don't see even the North London derby. Rarely is it as spicy now as it used to be.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. At least it's over. We can move on. Other games, we don't have to worry about playing Pep again. Unless we beat him in the Champions League quarterfinals or semifinals, which would be amazing.
Well, maybe.
Anyways,
maybe.
Yeah. It's just.
Going to bed at 2:30 in the morning after watching that was not fun. Yeah.
Okay. Well, moving on. We have the manager roulette. Lots of possible management moves. Possible this summer. Klopp is talking about 2024. He might step away. Pep Guardiola being rumored with the Dutch national team. Obviously, the Manchester United situation with Ten Hag, Pochettino, and now Ancelotti recently being linked with a move. Chelsea with a Abramovich situation. You never know what Tuchel could do. Just brings to the question, which club's potential / hypothetical managerial change would have the most positive impact on that club? And we'll take a look at the negatives first. But if we look at the positive impact first, Milo, what do you think? If you had to, if just wildest dreams.
The like for my team, no, I'm happy where we are. For my team, I'm happy where we are. But I would say for your team, like if I was a United fan, I know you guys have explained to me earlier in the season, before we did the show, about how Ralph's supposed to be going into a director of football role, like higher up, and bringing in a day-to-day manager and a touchline manager. And I think you guys are talking about it's the players, like the right manager. You got to get past the honeymoon period, right? So whenever a new manager comes in, there's always that little burst. There seems to be that little burst, unless it's Lampard at Everton. But like you get that, you get that little burst. And if it's Pochettino, for example, if he comes in to a club like United and he can get them playing for him and playing his style of football, I think it would be more like what you guys are wanting to see and what perhaps fans of football are used to seeing Man United play, like a bit more attacking. I feel like right now you're kind of in between and you perhaps don't have the cast to pull it off. And also Ralph has a very set style. And I think United's most successful teams have always had a little bit of cavalier in them, but it's controllable cavalier that, Ferguson was a genius at reining in. And it's the same with Arsenal under Wenger in their successful times. It was controllable cavalier aspects on the pitch where stuff happens, and I don't know. For me, it's just there's teams in those bubbles where managers have moved on, and it's just trying to find your new identity. And there's quite a few teams in that boat right now. To be honest, Klopp is the most stable at Liverpool. When he leaves there, it'll be a sad day for them, I think. Right. And I think Tuchel will stay. If Chelsea get new ownership, you would think a new ownership group would want to come in and spend some money to stamp their authority on the club, and show the fans that they're going to inject some money into the team and perhaps bring in some new players and all the rest of it. And I think Tuchel would want to probably be a part of that if they wanted to keep him around. So, yeah, I can't see any... as far as good managerial stuff goes, that's where I'm at, I think.
Cultured, any thoughts about that?
I mean, Everton sacking Lampard now would be a good move. But yeah, I think the Man United thing, it's we have this habit, don't we, of like what Moyes 6-year contract, and he saw out 8 months of it. I was like, that's not committing to something. A lot of teams, and I think again it goes back to the era where Milo and I grew up with football, where it was like, just because a manager doesn't do well in the first 8 months doesn't mean you get rid of them. You at least give them that time to try and implement what they want to do. And my worry is with Ten Hag or Pochettino or someone like maybe Ancelotti, if it doesn't work, then the fans will kick off, the board will kick off, and they will lose a job, and you're starting from zero again. And it's sort of like, well, if that's your point, if that's what you want to do, go down the Chelsea model, and do and managers come into a job, or maybe it won't be under the new owners, but under Abramovich, they knew the job was, if you don't succeed, you're out.
Right.
And they got 2-year contracts. They got a 18-month contract, and they had to prove to them to get another contract. And if that's the model you want to go down, do it, but know that you've got to invest in the turnover of players all the time. And I think that's the issue with Man United, like Milo was saying. They're stuck between two differing. They want to have a long-term future under a manager, aka another Fergie, so they buy all the players that those current managers want, and then they sack the manager when it goes wrong. And I'm like, it won't work. But yeah, I mean, Pochettino or Ten Hag, I'll take either. They're both better managers than what we've had and what we've got. So
Right.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Milo.
I was just going to say, I made a note on the Lampard thing. As far as bad managerial appointments go at the moment, obviously that's the one everyone's looking at. I do think he inherited a mess, and that is a problem that a lot of managers face when they come in. You've inherited half that team. You know, Arsenal fans that are pro Arteta have said all along, like, we've got to give him enough time to build his team, and then when his team fails, then you should be like, okay, this isn't working, we got to change it. And I don't think enough clubs wait to that point. And that's all up and down all the leagues, not just the Premier League. Obviously, we're talking heavy Premier League like we always end up doing. But, you know, Everton spent 500 million on a team that has zero chemistry. The players are not Lampard's. They're a mixture of everybody's. And, you know, I don't think Everton are going to get any stability until they just settle on one person and let them build their vision. Without that, it's just a gong show.
Alrighty. Well, moving on. Just quickly, a couple of free agent managers. Gattuso, Welcome Low, Solskjaer, Kike Setien, Ernesto Valverde, also linked with United. Zidane, of course. Pirlo.
Please let Gattuso go to Tottenham. It would just be brilliant.
Ronald Koeman, Frank de Boer, Dunga, Rudi Garcia, Jorge Jesus, Marcelo Bielsa. Lots of names.
Will never get another job in England after managing Crystal Palace for 7 games and not scoring a goal. He will never get another job in England, Frank de Boer.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
That's the news segment, guys. Let's move on to some games. Starting with start, bench, or drop. First up, we have Marcus Rashford, Jack Grealish, or Nicolas Pepe. Start, bench, drop. Milo. These are going to be quick. We got a couple of these.
Okay, yeah. I'll start Grealish. I'll bench Rashford, and I'll drop Pepe.
Oh. Starting Grealish.
I'm doing exactly the same.
Yeah,
exactly the same.
I can't really see much else. All right, next one. We've got John Stones, Harry Maguire, and Benjamin White. Start, bench, drop, Culture.
Oh. Start Stones, bench White, drop Maguire.
Bench White, drop
And
Maguire.
I would start White, bench Stones, drop Maguire.
Okay. I think
Ben White's been really good this season.
We'll take a look at chats after. Foden, Mount, Emil Smith-Rowe. Cultured.
Oh.
It's a tough one.
I will.
Current form. Just not potential, just current.
Yeah. Start Smith Rowe, bench Foden, and drop Mount.
Oh.
That's really hard.
It's a tough one.
That's really hard.
Speaking of manager decisions.
I'll go with the same. I'd start Emil Smith Rowe. I mean, I'm a little biased because Foden's been very good as well. So Yeah, but I'll bench
It
Foden.
looks like a proper scally, so that's why I'm benching
I'll
him.
bench Foden because he looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
Alrighty, moving on to a couple center backs. We have Sergio Ramos, Thiago Silva, and Giorgio Chiellini.
Prime?
Ooh.
Actually, you
now.
know what? That's true. Let's go prime with these guys.
Oh.
That makes
Ramos.
it a little tougher.
Start Ramos, bench Chiellini, drop. Who was the other one?
Thiago
Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva, yeah. There you go.
Oof.
I would probably start Chiellini, bench Ramos, drop Thiago. So it's really tough because
wow.
Thiago Silva in his prime is incredible. So is Ramos. So is Chiellini. I don't know. Can I
Ramos
start a
is
back
just such
three?
a shit bag. You know what I mean? And I love a good shit bag when he's playing for your team.
Shithousery on your team is amazing. Yeah.
Oh, let's just catch up on a couple chat. Gold says Rashford on the bench, start Pepe, drop Grealish.
Ooh.
And then Cammy says start Maguire. Make Maguire captain. Fuzz says start Foden, bench Smith Rowe, drop Mason Mount. Eddie, welcome in.
Yeah,
Speaking of Harry Kane, there we go.
I could easily go along with Fuzz Rabs there, yeah. I mean,
Start Ramos, bench Thiago Silva, drop Chiellini. Yeah, it's a tough one. You can't really go wrong, can you? Well, maybe the question is who's gonna make the biggest fuss about being dropped. You know, maybe that's what it is.
Ramos.
And moving on,
Ramos.
Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, or Roberto Lewandowski.
Oh man.
Do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll start Haaland,
Ooh.
bench Lewandowski, and drop Harry Kane.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm going controversial here. I'm going start Lewandowski, bench Kane, drop Haaland. He's too injury prone.
Ooh, he is quite injury.
If you look at his stats, he's too injury prone, yeah. And I think Lewandowski, I would love to pick Harry Kane to start, but I love Big Bob. I love Big Bob Lewandowski.
Haaland's got age on his side, though. He's got so much.
Yeah, but it's right now. There's nothing about potential.
Haaland off the bench, maybe. Who knows? Roberto Lewandowski. Fuzz says start Haaland, bench Kane, drop Lewandowski. Oof.
Drop Lewandowski. Oh, Fuzz. What are you
Gold
playing at?
starts
Big
Lewa.
Bob.
Benches Haaland, drops Harry. Haaland super sub. True, he is in PES. All right, moving on. There's one we had a couple weeks ago, actually. We're talking in Discord. Sergio Busquets, Roy Keane, Claude Makelele. Start, bench, drop.
Start Keane, bench Makelele, drop Busquets. Busquets is easily the worst of that three. Easily.
All right.
Can I have the names again? It was Keane, Busquets, and Makelele?
Yes.
Yeah.
Start Makelele, bench Busquets, drop Keane.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Get out of here. You're dropping Roy Keane out of that. You're going to get a lump in the face from Keane.
Cash says start Busquets, bench Makelele. Roy Keane is okay.
Get out,
useless.
Cash.
Okay.
I'm going to ban him.
All right, and our final one, the age-old debate: Lampard, Gerrard, or Scholes?
Start Scholes, bench Gerrard, drop Lampard.
And I will start Gerrard, bench Scholes, drop Lampard.
Okay. Let's see. Fuzz says back to the defensive mid. Start Keane, bench Makelele, drop Busquets.
Yeah.
No worries about the cat.
I can go along with that.
If you know ball, can definitely tell that Busquets is the worst out of the bunch. Alrighty. That was a quick section.
Gold.
We're going to move to the next section. I'm trying to speed up this section. It took quite a long time last time. We're going to talk a bit of... Oh, hold on. Let me move Cultured over here. Give me 1 second.
Ezra, you could just move him right behind that pitch there.
Yeah. That's what he meant. He didn't say a direction. It was...
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Let me just hide Cultured here.
Oh, here we go. Alrighty. We have the Manchester Derby. We have 3 Manchester Derbies. We're going to start with 2019, then 2016, and 2013. Three years segments. Let's start with 2019. We have a couple missing players. Cultured, I'll let you have a crack at it. Or how about both of you can take, let's say, 30 seconds for as many as you can get. And then we'll look at chat for 30 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Alexis
Just fire
Sanchez.
names in then, yeah? We'll just fire names at you.
You can fire names at me. Alexis Sanchez is incorrect.
Ibrahimovic.
Ibrahimovic is oh, sorry, no, that's incorrect. sorry.
Lindelof.
Lindelof is correct. Hold on, let me keep
Luke
going.
Shaw.
Luke Shaw is correct.
Sergio Aguero.
Oh, hold on,
Yeah,
that's
Aguero.
time. Sergio Aguero is correct.
Oh, that's time.
No,
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry.
word.
Sergio
Okay.
Aguero is incorrect. Sorry, I'm looking everywhere. Alrighty.
Gabriel
Chat.
Jesus then.
Chat's
Jesus.
turn. Chat's turn. Chat, go for it.
Okay, chat have gone
Actually,
Aguero, Bernardo
yeah.
Silva, Fernandinho, Stones, and Mason Beatwood.
Bernardo Silva is correct. Sorry, everyone just go for it. You guys can read chat. Go for
Right.
it.
Fernandinho.
Oh, Bernardo Silva. I just gave one away. Gabriel Jesus. Fernandinho is correct.
David Silva.
Excellent.
Fernandinho. David Silva is correct.
2019 was Company still there?
You said Bernardo Silva? Yeah.
Yeah, David
Stones.
Silva, Bernardo Silva.
Stones. John Stones is correct.
Otamendi, Gundogan, Rodri, Fred,
Rodri
Martial.
is correct. Martial is correct.
Chat are winning this.
Who's left back for
Yeah,
City,
you guys got to
right?
read chat. I can't read chat at the same
Yeah,
time.
Mendy?
Fred is correct.
Or Zinchenko, says around. No.
No. Who else did we say?
Mendy.
Mendy's incorrect.
Left back for City.
Ooh.
Trying to catch
Left
up
back
with
for
chat
City.
here.
Oh, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes is incorrect. I don't think you guys have said these two yet. No, you haven't.
Juan Mata.
No, not Juan Mata. Zinchenko's incorrect. Delph is incorrect.
Oh, the Spanish guy that plays for Leipzig. Yeah, what was his name? The bald guy.
What's his name? I'll give it to you.
Oh.
Should I give it to you? I'll give it to you.
It's Celinio or something. Ends in Enio, doesn't it?
Eno.
Cicinho?
Symphony got it. Angelino.
Angelino.
And these two players, one left this most recent transfer window to make space for Ronaldo. Cavani gave him I think, his shirt number. Oh, Rob got it with Dan James.
Oh, Dan James.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if someone said this already. This player is known for his dance moves.
Pogba.
Other dance moves.
Oh, Lingard.
Jesse Lingard. Did anyone say Lingard? I missed
Jesse
it.
Lingard.
No, we didn't. I don't think
Okay.
anyone said Lingard. No.
Okay.
Cash and Rob just typed it now, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And moving on to the next one, 2016. Oh, shit. I got shit. Okay, Rooney's there. You guys see Rooney. Sorry for cursing. Rooney is there. Oh, it's all messed. It's all. Oh, hold on. Wait, what? Okay, whatever. Rooney is
Ibrahimovic.
correct. Ibrahimovic is correct.
He scored against Claudio Bravo, yeah.
Company is incorrect.
Chris Smalling.
Chris Smalling is
Otamendi
incorrect.
in this one?
Sorry? Otamendi? Otamendi is correct.
Okay.
Very nice. Zeko
Dalot.
is incorrect. Diego Dalot is also incorrect.
Sergio Aguero, did somebody say that?
Aguero is incorrect.
Dzeko says Cami.
Dzeko's incorrect as well. Mahrez is incorrect.
Oh, wow. Lots of incorrect here.
How do I get rid of this Rooney thing here? Why is it like... I don't know what this...
Phil Jones.
And City.
Phil Jones
Tevez?
is incorrect.
Alexis Sanchez.
Incorrect.
Tevez.
Sane, incorrect. Carlos Tevez, incorrect. Iheanacho is correct.
Oh,
Kelechi
well done.
Iheanacho. That was a good one.
Well done.
Bloody hell, what other centre backs have we had around Eric Bailly?
This player is quite versatile, left-footed. 2016. Daley Blind is correct.
Daily Blend.
You
got Valencia in there? For young?
Matic is
Actually young?
Valencia. Valencia is correct.
There you go.
Ashley Young, Milo said as well. That's a good
Ashley
shout.
Young?
for the
Ashley
win.
Young, not here.
Juan
Matic is
Mata.
incorrect. Juan Mata is incorrect as well. Okay.
Herrera.
Fellaini.
Fellaini is correct.
Yes, look at me
Wow,
go.
yeah. Classic Mourinho. Nolito, we've got as a guest from Cami.
Nolito
On the
is
left wing.
correct. Very nice.
Oh, well in. Phil
Um,
Jones
yes.
is gold.
We've got two
Mourinho
left.
team.
That's Rooney in the middle. Left wing.
Yeah.
This player was in the last lineup. Dance moves. I'll just give it to you.
Lingard.
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 Yeah.
This player was kind of involved in a trade.
Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan,
Yeah.
correct. I don't know why this is... Okay, well, there it goes. Alrighty. And the final, 2013. We're going way back now. We're going way back. We have 7 missing on this one. 7 missing on
13?
this one.
Tevez.
Carlos Tevez is incorrect.
Gary Neville.
Gary Neville's incorrect. Yaya Toure is correct.
Ooh, Balotelli. says
Yeah, Balotelli.
Balotelli incorrect. Tevez is incorrect
Ooh.
as well.
Van Persie.
Not Van Persie in this one.
Valkyrie.
Patrice
Hey, what's
Evra
up,
is correct. Patrice Evra is correct.
2013.
Van Nistelrooy, no. Sanga? Oh, Sanya?
Yeah, back
No.
oh yeah, Sanga.
No,
yeah.
he's
Wait,
not
was
in there.
Ashley Young? Was Ashley Young your right back this day?
He was not the right back, but Ashley Young was our left
fine.
wing.
Okay.
Company. Vincent Company.
Vincent Company is correct.
Otamendi.
I think this is Company. Yeah. Nope, not Otamendi.
Joe Hart in goal.
Valencia is correct. Someone in chat says. Joe Hart is correct.
There you go.
Oh, nice. Raphael.
Rafael is incorrect. Gail Clichy is also incorrect. Zabaleta, Cami, nice one. Zabaleta is the right back.
Nasri says Iran. Nasri?
Nasri is correct. Samir
Well
Nasri.
done.
Let me.
Paul Scholes.
Paul Scholes is incorrect.
2013.
De Silva. Nope, not De Silva. Not Herrera. Carrick is
Dzeko?
correct, Rob. Very nice, Rob.
Alright. Who is up front for you?
I think
Rooney
this is
and-
Carrick. I hope I don't give away. Yeah, good. Giggs is incorrect. Dzeko is incorrect. Fletcher incorrect.
Yeah, who played
Ballot-
up front? Chicharito.
Not Chicharito. Not Falcao. James Milner.
Welbeck.
No. Daniel
Danny
Welbeck is
Welbeck.
Danny
correct.
Welbeck.
Danny
Oh,
Welbeck. This is also the
Um,
last time United lost 4-1. Brown, O'Shea, Dzeko, 4 incorrect. Also no Dzeko. No Dzeko. We're missing
Balotelli,
One, two-
someone said in this one?
Balotelli's not in this one. No. So we're missing
Who
a
played
center
up
back, a winger.
Who was it? A Spanish guy up front who they got
It
from
was.
Valencia or moved? Oh,
He
what's
was
his
Spanish.
name?
We'll start with the top here. This Spanish
No,
striker.
not Lolito. He was a big lump. He was a
He's
target
a
man
big
of a
guy.
strike.
He's a big guy.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
Negredo's correct,
Negredo.
Cash.
Negredo.
On the wing,
Yeah,
another
Negredo.
Spaniard,
And
Almost-
Jesus Navas.
Jesus Navas, correct.
Navas.
I don't know where this guy's from, but his name ends with itch.
If-
I'm not-
No.
Savic. Stefan Savic.
Nope, not Stefan Savic.
Oh, are we talking Man United or Man City?
Man City. Sorry. This on the last
yeah.
Man City one here. Number
Okay,
33, I believe. Not
Jovetic. No, he's a
Jovetic.
striker. Centre
Yeah.
back with an itch.
Send it back
Correct.
with an A.
Symphony. Nastasic.
Oh, well done, Symphony. Yeah, well done.
Nastasic.
Yeah.
Well done.
No, we're in the midfield of United. This was a player in the previous. Team.
Oh, Pogba.
Fellaini.
No.
Fellaini.
Fellaini.
Correct. And
Yeah.
this player became a center back.
Oh,
He was
Johnny Evans.
No, not Johnny Evans. His name. He was Chris Smalling is correct. Chris Smalling.
Smalling started a right back, did he?
Yeah, he did.
There you go.
I would never have known that.
He got a red card
good
against City one year. Yeah, it was a good one.
He did.
Yeah, well then we did Arsenal Tottenham last week. It's good.
Oh, nice.
So I think.
Well done, chat. Chat got a lot of that.
Chat was big.
That
Rob.
was clutch.
I wonder if there's a way we could like keep score or something. I don't know. Anyways. Well, let's keep it moving. We're on to the final sections of the stream. Oh, I forgot I have to do. Okay, I for a second I forgot I had to eat something later. Okay. The weekly check-in. Now, this week I didn't ask you guys actually. Were you able to kind of do what we talked about?
Yep.
Or Milo has it one or.
Oh yeah, as in a memory or
so
a
this
bit of
week,
memorabilia.
instead of just a blank memory, guys, we have asked the guests to bring some memorabilia to almost like a show and tell, to tell us about. Milo, why don't you get us started?
Yes, sir. I have told this story on my stream before, but I'm going to talk to you about the Champions League final 2006. Arsenal Barcelona at the Stade de France in Paris. My memorabilia is my ticket from the final.
Oh,
right here.
Can I make?
Yeah.
Hold on, 1 second.
Nice.
Let me see if I can
2006 Champions League final.
N10.
ticket.
I might destroy the whole thing here. Let me see if I can get you.
This was my ticket for the game. I got offered. I think I got offered £1,500 for that the day before the game.
Oh wow!
And I said from a guy in a bar, he had the cash on him. A real guy with a really thick Cockney accent, and I was like, not a fucking chance in hell, mate. Like, not a chance in hell. I also got a program here. So at some point. I can show you, but it's a really cool
guys,
match day program.
Follow Milo on stream, and one of these days, hop in his stream and ask him to show this in a bigger screen.
Yeah.
I should have had a bigger screen for the show and tell. And
it was the 50th final, I believe, because they had this beautiful book here called 50 Years of Champions from the European Cup all the way through.
Cool.
And it's got some really, really great pictures in it from different finals, different teams, lots of stuff in there on Real Madrid, Sabio, Liverpool, you name it, AC Milan, great teams in there. But yeah, that particular game was, I leant on the keyboard there, so hang on a second, because I wrote a bunch of things down. The run of games to get to that final was magical. It really was. The drive out there with my friend Rob, we were very lucky to get tickets. We applied as season tickets. It was still a lottery as to whether you'd get any. We got 2 tickets. My friend Rob came with me. We went out the night before the game in northern Paris and got absolutely shit-faced. We were singing songs from one bar and throwing it across to a bar across the street. It was amazing. There was one crazy moment where a coach turned up and all these Barcelona fans got off. And it was all going to kick off, right? All the Arsenal fans were drunk and it was getting a bit leery in the middle of this street. So I just walked out into the middle of this French road and at the top of my voice said, "What do you think of Tottenham?" And everybody stopped and faced me and just went, "Shit!" And then we went on into a song that follows that. It's like the start of a famous song for Arsenal fans. I remember being excited and scared, terrified really of that Barca team. I was so hungover when the game started. The Lehmann sending off, crazy. The Sol Campbell header off of the Henry free kick to take the lead. Some random stranger behind me picking me up, like when Sol Campbell scored. Like I have no idea who the fuck that was, but he picked me up out of my chair. Then running out of gas with 10 men and unfortunately losing the game. Despite the result, still one of the best nights of my life. Like the 2 nights really. The night before was amazing. And after the game, sitting in some random French cafe/bar with about 20 other gooners, just talking about the game and what had happened and all the rest of it. And the only thing that bugs me is I had a Nokia 3650 at the time. It was this blue phone with a round bottom, and the numbers were like in a circle around. It was an awful phone. And I had that phone, and it was a very early camera phone, and I took some pictures of the Champions League final on it, and those pictures are long gone. I've no idea where they are.
Oh.
That's the only thing I regret.
Nice.
That's
All right,
it.
nice. That's awesome.
Wow, that pales all of mine into significance, doesn't it? Blooming hell.
I don't know. It depends what you're saying.
Mine is I've got a signed Man United shirt from when Man United played West Ham at Old Trafford. And I hung around afterwards and saw some of the players when they were getting into their cars. Like, we were a bit boozed up. And I got John O'Shea, Park Ji-sung, and Dimitar Berbatov on here. And it was the best thing about the game. The game was rubbish. It was the last game of the season. But can you remember Dean Ashton?
Yeah.
The striker, Dean Ashton, when he played for West Ham, he scored one of the best goals I've ever seen, which was an overhead kick from about the penalty spot, right in front of me, and it was absolutely incredible. But yeah, so I thought, it's not quite the Champions League final, but my signed Man United shirt, which is hopefully going to go up on the wall behind me at some point, if I can be bothered to get it framed. But yeah, so that was mine.
Where were you sitting at Old Trafford? Was it
So I was in like one of the quadrants, so the Stretford end. I was just to the left of the Stretford end.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
Yeah, it was very nice, very very nice.
Very cool.
My normal season ticket I had was down the other end from the Stretford end.
So to get the signatures, how late after the game is over are you waiting around?
Not well, I don't know. We go for a few beers. Like the stadium doesn't shut straight away.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so we went to the bar that's connected to the stadium, and then came back. They don't take very long to come out. The players, it's like a pint, less than a pint. So however quickly you can drink a pint, you get back out there. Some of them, they come out and sign autographs for the kids that are there waiting, and then go back in and get changed and have a bit of a debrief and stuff. But we caught them as they were walking to their cars. So they were very, there was no crowds or anything like that. They were happy just to sign shirts that you put in front of them. And I was wearing that one at the time. So, yeah, they signed it on my big fat belly. So, yeah,
very
good
cool.
times.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well,
awesome.
Let's move on to the final portion of the show. The best of, worst of, and quote of the week. How about Culture? Why don't you take this one first? Best of the
I think
week.
worst is pretty easy, yeah?
Worst? Okay, yeah. We can skip over the worst if you want.
Yeah. Worst, the Derby game. The best? I don't know about what's the best thing that's happened to me this week? Yeah. I successfully booked 18 holes at a course where you have to stay up till midnight, and all the bookings normally go in like the first 20 seconds. That was pretty successful. I've got 18 holes of golf on Thursday. So
which course?
Yeah. It's called the Marina Bay Sands Golf Course. It's the only 18-hole public course in Singapore. So without being prepared, that's the only thing I can think of that's gone well.
Oh, nice.
So I had a good chat with a recruiter in Canada yesterday. That was quite good as well.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice.
Milo, best of the week?
Yeah, my best of the week is GTA 5 coming out within a couple of weeks on next-gen consoles. Updated visuals, extra content. I would quite like the PST Warriors to form a motorcycle club in GTA Online and go do some damage like that. I don't know. It's just an idea, floating it out there. And also, I read today, I don't know if this is just a rumor, but Sony rumored to want to buy the Konami IP.
I read that as well. I read something about that. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'll take that with a pinch of salt because there's rumors that Microsoft were going to buy it last year. So
true, very true.
Yeah. And do we have a quote for the week? Anybody?
Do you want me to do my bad of the week?
Oh yeah, your bad. Sorry. Yeah. I thought everyone was commiserating with Manchester United, but I guess not.
No. So my bad of the week is GTA 5 is coming out on consoles again. So they're milking it, and me being an idiot, I'm going to buy it again, absolutely, because it is a masterpiece. It really is a masterpiece. And if it's got new content, new visuals, I played modded version on PC with improved visuals, and it was phenomenal to look at. So if it's anything like that, it's going to be really, really good, and it will tide us over till GTA 6. But yeah, that is on my good and bad for the week. My quote of the week might be my favorite one yet.
Okay.
Some people are like slinkies. They're not really good for much, but they bring a smile to your face when you push them down the stairs.
Jesus.
I like that. So I did have a good, and I forgot because I only found out this morning when I woke up, so I didn't make a note about it. F1 Manager is being released in the summer, which I'm really excited about. The game F1 Manager. It's like Football Manager for F1. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to play it. So yeah,
I hope it's in. I saw that, and I really hope it's in depth and not like like the mobile version.
No, I think it will be. I think it will be very, very good. And then my quote of the week is a dad joke, which I've stolen from @DadSaysJokes on Instagram.
Nice.
Which is my co-workers seem to laugh at all my jokes in in-person meetings, but never online. When I asked them why, they said that because my jokes weren't remotely funny.
Oh.
There we go.
Very nice.
Ba-dum-dum.
Yeah. And quick plugs. Cultured Botafogo series starting on the in full swing on the YouTube channel. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, managing Botafogo in FM22 on my YouTube channel, which is good fun on the main channel. On the second channel, we've got a really good City Skyline series going. The Seattle Kraken NHL 22 franchise mode save going, and a FIFA 22 Harchester United save going. If you remember Harchester United from the season, the Dream Team on Sky One back in the UK. And because I've never done it on here before, I'm going to plug my podcast.
Oh yeah,
Wikipedia
absolutely.
Wanderers. I'm going to put a link in the description in the chat. Hopefully it works.
Check it out, guys.
To our Wikipedia Wanderers podcast, where we take two completely random things in football and we link them just through clicks in Wikipedia, and we have a laugh and we learn across the way. So, yes, that's my plugs done. Thank you very much.
Nice. No problem. Thank you. Milo, anything you want to talk about coming up this week?
Yeah, I had a busy week last week, so I didn't get everything done that I wanted to do. So I'll be continuing my NHL save this Thursday, most likely. I'm also going to continue playing some Gran Turismo on stream as well, because I've been quite enjoying it. It's not quite there, but it looks amazing. So it's still fun, and I like trying out some different cars and stuff. I've got Season 8 of the Pint GT3 series starts next Sunday. I will be streaming that on Sunday afternoon. Yeah, race 1 is at the Nürburgring. I'm looking forward to it. I'm driving the Lexus this season, so I've put a little bit of practice in. I got some more laps to run this week to try and get that up to speed. And then next weekend, Alien Isolation Part 9 in VR. I'm hoping to finish the game. I'm getting close. I'm on like halfway through mission 17 out of 19. It's the longest single player mode I've ever played in my life, and the scariest. So I got all that coming up. I got plans for other stuff. I'm sharing some videos to my YouTube, but I'm not ready to plug it yet. And I also, actually, I've got to hunt Culture down, because we've been supposed to be having a meeting for months now to talk about some stuff. So I've really got to get hold of him, and I've got some plans I want to put in motion as well. So, which you guys will definitely be involved with.
When does F1 begin? When's the first race?
This weekend.
This weekend. Perfect. We'll have to talk about that next Monday too.
Yeah, absolutely. Bahrain is this coming weekend, I think.
Yeah. Very cool.
It's the weekend of my. It's the same weekend as my 12-hour Sebring race. Sorry, so it's not this weekend. It's the 25th, the weekend of the 25th.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk some F1 though once it gets going.
The 20th, the race on the 20th of March. They go to Bahrain to the last testing this weekend.
Okay.
That's right. So they're in Bahrain for testing, and then the first race is also in Bahrain a couple of weeks after that. So, I knew it was the same day that one of my races was happening, and it was either this weekend or the 12-hour. So, yeah, there we go. But, like I say, I'll be watching all of those races, as always. So anyone wants to watch them, they can find their way through the Discord.
Yeah,
there might be a way to
Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Click the links are all on the pages there, Discords, things like that. Find these guys. Thank you guys so much for being on. as always.
Sorry, Fuzzrab asked if Melbourne was the season start. It's not this season. It is back on the calendar though. So yeah, it will be back. It is coming back this year. They haven't done it the last 2 years due to COVID, but yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for joining. The final segment of the show, which will lead into the post show, is me eating these things here. We're gonna be eating ghost pepper, haunted ghost pepper chips. This was in the package, Iran. Since you were asking earlier, I'm gonna eat as many of these as possible, and I have not really prepared.
You have to be full screen for this. You have to be full screen.
We'll go full screen.
Yeah, go full screen. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Cheers.
Good night.
I'm gonna stay in the chat if I can, so I on the voice, so I can.
Oh yeah, for
laugh.
sure. I'm gonna hop into the other channel. If anybody wants to hop in, feel free. And yeah, I need to grab some milk. That's really all I got.
Right, I'm gonna get off and get back to work. So I'll watch the stream in chat and see your pain, and I'll talk to you both very soon. Thank you, chat. Thanks everyone. Really enjoyed it as ever. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, here we go, guys. Let me get